Geez, you look pretty quick. Hey, we're live.
Hey.
Yay. Oh, so excited to be here.
Yes, I
I
am too. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So hashtag Crazy Cat here with you from the farm in South Carolina, here with my friend Carrie Marie from upstate New York. And even though she does not look like it, she's a mom of three. And I'll let her tell you their ages, but I almost fell over when I heard because she is like so beautiful and energetic and works out a lot. And so we want to talk to you about two things. So first off, about getting rid of pain because Carrie Marie had some issues with her shoulders and she's very active and works out. And she had a lot of aches and pains that she was able to cure with this really neat, simple to use product. And then that product happens to be with a company that has the best leadership in the entire planet. They're just so wonderful. So we're going to talk to you about both of those things in hopes that maybe it can help you or someone you know. So Carrie Marie, just introduce yourself, say hi, tell us how old your kids are, and then
Okay. So yes, as you said, I'm Carrie Marie, and I have three children. My oldest daughter is going to be 21 soon, and she is just finishing up actually her last few days of her junior year of college. And then I have a son, and he is 17. And then I have a younger daughter, and she is 14. So junior high, high school, and college level, all three.
That's awesome. Well, you look very young. So tell us a little bit about the CBD and how it helped with your shoulders, what your experience was.
So I have torn both of my rotator cuffs before, two different times, thankfully not at the same time. I can't even imagine because it was extremely painful and I couldn't really move at all during that time. It was even difficult to strap in the car. I would have the kids strap me into the car because I couldn't use my arm at all. And I had to sleep sitting up because I couldn't move. And so I started, I had gone to the doctor, and of course they wanted me to have surgery. They wanted me to be on medication. And I just, I was like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that to myself. I'm way too active and involved in so many things. I can't be laid up for weeks and weeks at a time waiting for it to heal. I need it to heal on its own naturally. So I started, talking to people, doing some research, and started using both essential oils and CBD oil. Of course, I found some CBD oil online with a company who did organic farming and things like that. And it was with the tincture bottle. And then that company actually stopped offering it. And so that's how I actually came to find out about the Live Canna CBD line, because I was looking to find a new brand. I was almost out of my tincture bottle, and I had actually been talking with Joe and Tina, a couple that I knew from a while back. And they, they let me know about the CBD products, as well as talking to me about, the opportunity of the business. So, but I wanted to try the products first. And of course, I fell in love with the products. So first of all, I thought it was amazing that the CBD oil comes in individual packets in this tiny little thing. It's so cool. And so not only do I make sure that I'm using the same amount every time and the correct amount, but I knew that it was safe. It was all in here bacteria free, because I didn't even realize that every time I take the little tincture bottle thing out, it was getting exposed to sunlight and air and bacteria. And I'm sure I must have touched it under my tongue, which then was even worse. And I have spilled it before, which is a mess. So it was just all of those things. I was so happy to find this because it was so much easier. I literally just, crack it and put it under my tongue. I take this every afternoon or evening, depending on, my timing for the day and all that kind of thing. So I was able to continue with my regular, my regular dose every day of the CBD oil. But I did not even know that this existed, but until this. These little guys right here, the Live Canna Energy capsule, the CBD energy, oh my, amazing. So not only does it have the benefits of the CBD, but it gives me energy, and not the energy where you feel like so weird and crazy or anything like that. It's like it's just like enough to get through the day without feeling stressed and without feeling, you know how sometimes, especially I'm sure you know this being an accountant, that you would be like sitting at your desk and wanting to fall asleep midday. I used to feel like that all the time. It would be, early afternoon after lunch, you'd get that like, oh my, I think I could take a nap before I get through the day. I don't have that feeling anymore. It's amazing.
I love it too. And you get that mental clarity along with it because you've taken caffeine before where you're just like this, but it's like the mental focus. It's just incredible and no crash.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't impact your sleep. It's really, really good.
Yeah. I just cannot.
Sorry,
I always call it like a magic pill because it is like magic. I'm like, how can it possibly give me energy and clarity, but also keep me calm and grounded and, kind of stress free at the same time? I don't know how that's possible, but it's magic.
It is magic. And it's little, it's easy. So let's talk a little bit about Brandon and Jessica and their leadership style, and then the amazing group that we're in with Joe and Tina. Tell us how easy it is to get started and how you feel loved and supported, and just speak from the heart.
Yes. Well, I, of course, after using the products, I was like, I would love to, first of all, be able to make some extra money on the side. So the opportunity of the business came at a perfect time, because I also work a desk job. I work at a web development company, and I found myself as literally the only employee of the company. And, so it was kind of overwhelming taking on, different positions that I am not used to and not comfortable with. And I decided I really need to have something that's for me, that I can make some extra money on the side and eventually it become my full-time thing. So, so it came at a perfect time, and it was so easy to get started. I started with a life pack, which includes, everything that you need to have your own business. It has the app, it has the website, you get full-size products, you get sample products. And so I was able to obviously have all of my own products and everything, the full size of everything. But then the leadership, I was amazed by the systems that are in place that are so easy to follow. Basically there's, okay, here's what you do on day one. Here are some videos to watch. Here are different things that you can use. And I just feel like we always have access and guidance and leadership all the time, anytime we need it. We have just such an amazing group, and our CEOs, Brandon and Jessica, amazing, super kind, super sweet, and they're just, everybody's just so real and from the heart. Everything that they do is, for others, and that's what I loved, because I absolutely love helping people. And with a business like this, I'm able to help people not only with their health, not only to be able to use the amazing products so that they feel healthy and energized and pain-free and all of these things, so that they see all the benefits that I'm getting from them and more. People can use them for different ailments. But then to be able to help people with their own finances, to have them have this opportunity to start their own business as I have, and become a partner with me, and have all of these tools to use and these resources, the people, and it's like a family, and it's so amazing to meet people like you and others in our group, where we're all just there for each other and helpful, and and to have that is just so great, because most of the time people, when they start their own business, they just get so overwhelmed. Nobody knows what to do. And I can't imagine having, a real like brick and mortar building business in this time right now. First of all, how scary, where everything is shut down, but also to have all of the expenses that come along with that. With this type of business, we're able to work with our own schedule, but we also don't have the overhead of having the physical business, and to have all of the, zillions of things that you need to think about when you have that, insurances and electric, and the list could go on and on. And I have looked into, what it would take to start a business before. It was actually one of the things that I did. I kind of came up with my whole plan, and I realized that it's going to take me so long just to save enough money to get started in a business or go way in debt, that this type of thing is so wonderful, because I can do it alongside everything I have going on, with being a busy mother, with working full time for my other job. I'm able to fit this in. My core activities that I do for my business every day probably take between 30 and 60 minutes. And of course, some days I'm able to give it more. Some days I can't give it quite as much based on what I've got going on. But I'm always able to give it at least a half hour every day. And that's easy to squeeze in. A lot of people are like, I'm too busy to start my own business. But I feel like, I'm so busy too, but a half hour really isn't much. If you think about, even if you worked overtime, more than 8 hours a day, which most people, work probably maybe 8 to 10 hours a day. Even with that and your sleep time, even if you, get a full 8 hours of sleep and you have time to eat and exercise, and I exercise every day. I try to exercise for at least an hour every day. Some days it doesn't work out that I get quite as much of a workout in, but I do. I got to take care of my body, which is also something I never used to do. It's all kind of new to me, but I find that the busier I am, the more I actually can get accomplished. It's weird how that happens.
It is, isn't it? And you touched on some really, really important points that I want to make sure everybody caught. That Brandon and Jessica are so welcoming, Joe and Tina as well. And they have a really simple, straightforward daily method of operation. You still have to do the work. You still have to make the 30 minutes and 60 minutes. And when you make that time, you have to actually work and, reach out to people, find your brave part of yourself. But it's 15 steps. And you know that if you take those actions every single day, you'll look back in a year and life will be different. And that's achievable for anybody. Everybody can give us 5-10 minutes to watch a video, learn one new skill every single day, and then you'll look back and you'll be like, holy Toledo. So it's simple, it's straightforward, it fits in. I mean, you're a mom of 3, you have a lot going on, you've got a full-time job, you're also working out. And you're right, the more you pay attention to your time, like I've started actually time blocking and timing myself. It's amazing how much I can get done if I'm not, we feel like we don't have time because we're doing this and we're doing that and we're doing this and we're doing that. And it's not efficient. Whereas if you block it out and you sit, you can really accomplish a lot.
Oh, absolutely. I found that as well. And, with just doing different things for personal development lately. And that's one of the things too, that they encourage with this company, which I think is amazing because, of course I did a little bit of personal development in the past, but it was never consistent. And I love that I actually am encouraged to do that kind of stuff. And there's always all of these book recommendations and podcast recommendations that I have gotten since starting this business, and they're so informational, and I've been able to actually use tools like that to block my time, and I'm like, wow, I actually can get a lot more accomplished when I have my day planned out ahead of time, rather than kind of all willy-nilly try to do little things here, little things there, and you're being pulled away from different things. It doesn't work out. You get less done.
For sure. So I really appreciate your story and I appreciate your time. And for those of you out there, please reach out to Carrie Marie and I. We really do love questions and we view them as a gift. We'd love to introduce you to these amazing products, which are helping with stress and anxiety and sleep and all kinds of really cool things. And Brandon and Jessica and Joe and Tina are just the bomb diggity. They are just such amazingness. And so anyway, so join us in our quest to change the world one person at a time. We're going to have a blast, and we'd love to have you with us.
And thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.